We have Attorney Jet Salvacion ng Quezon, Provincial Legal Officer. Attorney Jet, magandang hapon po sa inyo.
Hello po, Attorney Jet.
Hi. Magandang hapon po, Sir Henry, Ms. Karen. Thank you for having me today po.
Amin po ang karangalan na kami po'y samahan ninyong pagkatiwalaan na maipaintindi sa ating mga kababayan at kalalawigan dyan sa Quezon ang usaping ito. Maaari ho ba naming dito muna kami sa unang katanungang ito manggaling? Ano-ano po ba ang klasifikasyon ng mga syudad, hindi lang ng Lucena, kundi ng mga syudad sa buong bansa? May klasifikasyon po ba yung mga syudad na ganyan?
Yes po, sa ating Local Government Code of 1991, which is the prevailing law on local governments right now, meron po tayong kinikilalang component cities, highly urbanized cities, and independent component cities. So if I may distinguish, component cities are those which are under the administrative supervision of the provincial government. So in a sense po, para po silang mga bayan, mga municipality po. Yun nga lang po, hindi pa po sila mataas ang income or population in a sense to make them independent. Whereas we have the highly urbanized cities na independent and autonomous na from the province because they have met certain income requirements and population requirements. And the law recognizes that they need more autonomy in order to deliver basic services. We have what we call the independent component cities, which are those independent po from the province based on the charter. But at any rate, they are still considered component cities because to be a highly urbanized city, they must be able to meet legal and constitutional requirements such as population, income, and a ratifying plebiscite from the public po.
So, Attorney Jet, dahil nga po nag-classify kayo ng tatlong classifications ng mga syudad o lungsod, bakit kailangan po na malinaw ang klasifikasyon? What is the purpose of this?
Alright, so the purpose of qualification po will go into the computation of the national tax allotment of the local government. So specifically po for the province. So for the province po kasi, there's a formula and what's considered would be the population and land area of the constituents po. So municipalities and component cities. Pag highly urbanized city na po, hindi na po kasama ang population and land area because the law presumes that they are already delivering the basic services on their own. So kapag component city po, yung population and land area of a certain component city would be included in computing the national tax allotment of the province. Pero pag highly urbanized po, hindi na po yun considered. However, with respect to the city, there's no distinction. The budget or the national tax allotment would be the same regardless if highly urbanized or component city.
Okay, thank you, Attorney. At least malinaw, di ba?
Pero
Para tayong nag-aaral lang.
Actually, if I may add po,
Sige po, Attorney.
if I may add pala, it's also important to determine yung component city or highly urbanized city because the issuances po ng component cities such as ordinances, executive orders, and resolutions would have to undergo review and approval of the Sangguniang Panlalawigan. Dahil yun nga po, sila po ay component under the administrative jurisdiction.
Okay. Attorney Jet Ganire, sa pagkakapagpaliwanag po ninyo, ang component city, para madaling maintindihan, tama po ba na sabihin, pag component city ka, ikaw ay nasa pangangasiwa ng provincial government?
Correct, sir. That's correct po.
Okay. At ang mga tao sa syudad mo ay boboto pa rin ng governor, ng vice governor at ng Sangguniang Panlalawigan member. Tama po ba?
Correct po yan, sir.
Okay. Pag highly urbanized city ka naman, wala ka na sa pangangalaga ng provincial government at hindi na ang mga tao mo boboto ng gobernador, vice-gobernador at Sangguniang Panlalawigan member. Tama po ba?
Yes, that is correct, sir. Kasi autonomous and independent na po sila. So they should not be voting anymore.
Okay. Sa kaso po ng Lucena City, ano po ba ang klasifikasyon nito at bakit, Attorney Jet?
Recently, we have received DILG certification stating that Lucena City remains to be a component city of Quezon Province. Ito po ay dahil wala pa po silang na-acquire na presidential proclamation which is required under our local government code. And more importantly, there was no ratifying plebiscite from the whole Quezon Province approving the conversion from a component city to a highly urbanized city.
Okay. With your indulgence, partner, ano yung mga criteria, ano yung mga panuntunan, ano yung mga dapat na munang ma-achieve ng isang syudad bago siya maging highly urbanized city?
Alright. So sa local government code po natin of 1991, there is a minimum population requirement of 200,000 inhabitants. And then there is also a minimum income requirement of 50 million pesos. In addition to that, important po na magkaroon ng presidential proclamation declaring a certain city as a highly urbanized city. And of course, as required under our local government code and the Constitution, kailangan may ratifying plebiscite po o botohan ang mga tao kung ina-approve po ba nila ang pag-convert ng isang component city into a highly urbanized city. The plebiscite is a very important mechanism po because this is a manifestation of our democracy. The Philippines is a Republican and democratic state. So the people have the say. So tayo po talaga ang bumoboto, di ba? So yun po yung requirements to be a highly urbanized
So in
city.
the absence of one, partner, in the absence of one, lalo na yung plebiscite, hindi po pa i-convert from anong tawag riyan? Component city to highly urbanized.
Correct, sir. Absence of one, hindi po magiging legal and constitutional ang conversion.
So they have to satisfy all the requirements, Attorney Jet, ano? Pero yung
Yes,
sa
Karen.
yung sa plebisito naman po, sino po ba yung dapat bumoto doon? Or yung mga botante lang po ba na nakapaloob, nakatira, mga residente sa Lucena City o buong lalawigan po ng Quezon?
Actually, the Supreme Court already had a ruling on this in the case of Umali versus Comelec at buong probinsya po ang boboto noon because the conversion from a component city to a highly urbanized city is considered a substantial alteration of boundaries. Kasi po, may independent po, di ba, lalabas po sa supervision ng provincial government, hindi lang po tao ng Lucena City ang boboto, hindi buong Quezon po. Kasi as I explained earlier, affected po ang mga basic services na maaaring maiparating ng provincial government with the exclusion of the highly urbanized cities.
So in the case of Lucena City, Attorney Jet Salvacion, ma'am, ano po yung mga prerequisites na hindi po na-satisfy para masabi po na highly urbanized city ang Lucena City?
Alright, so with the first requirement, sige, let's go to the statutory requirement on population and income. Maybe they have met that. I don't have record po right now, but with the development naman po in Lucena City and being the center of commerce in Quezon Province, they probably have met that. However, they lack a presidential proclamation declaring the city of Lucena as a highly urbanized city. What they have actually is a secretary, an SILG endorsement. Kasi po, if I may give a short background, yung predecessor law po ng ating Republic Act 7160 or the LGC of 1991 ay BP 337.
Okay.
Sa BP 337 po, sinasabi po doon na ang kailangan ay certification from the Minister of Local Government. So it wasn't the President during the previous law. So, however, what they have is not really a certification from the Secretary of Local Government back then. What they have is merely an endorsement stating that the DILG interposed no objection if the city of Lucena would declare itself as a highly urbanized city. In my opinion po, this is actually insufficient because no law would say that any city could declare themselves as a highly urbanized city. Ano lang po yan Minister of Local Government and the President in this current law. Also, we also have a DILG certification stating that such endorsement was not sufficient to declare the city of Lucena as a highly urbanized city.
Okay.
So that's the first thing po.
Okay. Attorney, binabanggit ninyo kanina, kung ang pag-uusapan marahil ay populasyon at saka ang income, maaaring pasok na sa pagiging highly urbanized city ang Lucena City. Tama po ba?
Yes, I believe so po,
Okay.
sir.
Pero ang kinakailangan ay mayroong presidential proclamation at saka nangyari ang isang plebisito na iboboto
Correct,
ng
sir.
buong lalawigan ng Quezon ng pagiging highly urbanized ng Lucena. Sa kasaysayan ba ng Quezon ay nangyari po, nagkaroon na ba ng plebisito para pagbotohan yung pagiging highly urbanized ng Lucena City?
No, sir. We have actually a certification from the COMELEC. Sinasabi po ng COMELEC na wala pa po silang dokumento or records na nagpapatunay na may plebiscite na nangyari converting the city of Lucena from a component city to a highly urbanized city. This is a certification dated March 10, 2026 from the COMELEC po.
So,
Okay.
kumbaga, technically, strike 2, tama ba? Walang presidential proclamation, walang plebisito.
Oo.
And then, yung pangatlo na sinabi nyo po, Attorney Jet, yung endorsement, it does not follow na ito ay certification na galing from the DILG, tama po ba? Proclaiming that Lucena City is a highly urbanized city. Am I correct po, ma'am?
Correct, Ms. Karen. That's correct po.
Okay.
Okay.
Yung presidential proclamation, magiging bunga ito ng plebisito.
Presidential proclamation po ang mauuna.
Okay.
So,
Tapos,
if the... Mhm.
yeah, go ahead, attorney.
And sige po. So after the president would proclaim that a certain city has acquired a highly urbanized status, dadating naman po ang COMELEC para magpa-election or magpa-plebiscite kung aaprubahan po ito ng mga taga-Quezon.
So hindi pala rin ho automatic na kapag may presidential proclamation ay hindi na mangyayari yung plebisito. Kailangan magpoproklama yung presidente pero dapat sasang-ayunan din muna ng
Kasi-
lahat ng mga
Ng mga taga-Quezon.
butante sa lalawigan at sa syudad.
Kasi that's the essence of democracy, tama ba, Attorney Jet? Kailangan may say din yung mga
Correct, Karen.
mga taga doon.
Exactly. Yan po ang mga
Opo.
protection natin sa Constitution.
Okay.
Okay. After po ng plebisito, what would be the next step? Saan papasok po yung DILG po?
DILG po would be assisting in implementing whatever's been approved or accepted or rejected by
Mm.
the people of Quezon po.
So last touch
Oo.
na si DILG. So ano po
Yes.
yung kumbaga yung epekto naman po ng paghingi ni Governor Helen Tan ng legal opinion and certification? I believe sabi dito online may inilabas po na legal opinion ng DILG December 2025, may formal certification noong May 2026, and I quote, identifying Lucena as a component city. This is from the Sentinel Times po online. Pa-confirm na lang po siguro, Attorney Jet?
Opo. Wait, sorry. Ano po ulit, sorry, Miss Karen?
Oo,
This is about...
yung DILG ruling, may nirelease
Opinion.
daw po sila.
Okay.
Oo. December 2025.
Alright,
Opo, and a legal opinion and formal certification, May 2026 naman po inilabas ng DILG, identifying, and I quote, Lucena as a component city. Nung humingi po si Governor Helen Tan nito, ano naman po ang impact naman nito sa buong issue?
Alright, so this served as a clarification po kasi as I mentioned earlier, the SILG endorsement po ang pinanghahawakan ng City of Lucena, and that opinion po originated from our preparations with our upcoming projects, programs. So yun po ang naging parang it shed light on the matter. Kasi po DILG nga po yung initially sabing nag-issue ng endorsement, and now it's DILG which clarified to us that said endorsement was not sufficient and there was no plebiscite. So dapat po ang magiging treatment ng Lucena City would be still a component city for all intents and purposes.
Okay.
The certification issued po by Secretary John Vic Remulla this May 2026, it's anchored on the legal opinion po. So yun po yung I would say ultimate verdict as of this moment with respect to the actual status po ng City of Lucena.
Yung inisyo ni SILG Remulla ay galing ito sa kanilang pagsusuri sa DILG gamit ang of course ang resources nila sa legal department nila at inalam nila kung may basihan na tawaging highly urbanized city ang Lucena. At nung makita nilang wala, sumagot sila kay Governor na ang sabi nila ay component city lamang ito. Ganun ho ba marahil lang nangyari, Attorney Jet?
Correct, sir. Ganyan nga po. So, may query po kami, ang provincial government, and then the DILG conducted its independent research in their legal department, and yun po, nag-render po sila ng kanilang legal opinion.
Pero ito partner, kasi sinasabi po ng pamunuan ng Lucena City Government na sila daw ay highly urbanized city batay sa mga batas. Republic Act 3271, Batas Pambansa 337, Republic Act 7160 at talaga pong idinidiin nila na sa ilalim po ng IRR ng BP 337 yung kanilang request application na hindi na aksyonan for cityhood specifically para maging highly urbanized city. Nag-apply sila para maging highly urbanized city pero hindi na aksyonan after 30 days. Kaya ang sabi nila nasa IRR, pag hindi na aksyonan in 30 days ng DILG Secretary, deem approved na raw ho yung kanilang request. Ibig sabihin nung deem approved, pakipaliwanag nga muna ninyo, ano bang ibig sabihin nung deem approved?
Okay, so para po yung sa national laws natin, ano po, kapag hindi daw in-approve ng President, deemed approved. So meaning, pag walang action, it's already accepted as it is.
Parang,
po yun.
parang approved na sa madaling salita. Pag hindi mo inaksyon yan ng 30 days, yung application na yan, approved na yan. Yan na yun. Iral na yan. At ipatutupad na yan. Yun po ang, ano po ang
Correct,
sagot po naman ninyo roon, Attorney Jet?
Alright. Assuming po na it is deemed approved already, 1991 po yan. At ng panahon na yon, 1987 Constitution na po ang prevailing at that time. And klaro po doon na nagre-require ng ratifying plebiscite na inaaprubahan ng mga taga-Quezon ang conversion from a component city to a highly urbanized city. So even let's say it's deemed approved, kung wala pa rin pong plebiscite, hindi po automatic ang treatment as a highly urbanized status. Kailangan po may seal of approval ng mga taga-Quezon.
As ang sinasabi ninyo, nasa konstitusyon ng 1987 na dapat may plebisito.
Correct, sir. Tama po yan.
Okay. Pero ano po ba ang sentimiento ng Lucena City? They don't want to back down po ba? They are still holding on to their claims na sila po ay highly urbanized city na po ba? Kasi sa inyo pong explanation, Attorney Jet, at sa aking pagkakaintindi, ay matapos pong maglabas na dapat ng official certification ang DILG noong May 2026, ay dapat tapos na po yung usapin. Tama po ba, ma'am?
Opo, ideally, dapat po tapos na. Final verdict nga po yun dahil DILG na po.
Opo.
Yung regulatory office na po ng lahat ng local government units yung nagsabi po, di ba? But in the recent engagements with the media as well as their own statements, pinangahawakan pa rin po nila na highly urbanized city sila. And they even made a statement that BP 337 did not require a plebiscite, which in my legal opinion po is a dangerous statement. Because we have what we call the doctrine of constitutional supremacy. So pag sinasabi natin po the Constitution is supreme, it is the highest law of the land at lahat po ng mga batas, ordinances, or actions ay dapat alinsunod sa ating Constitution. So, kahit hindi yung sinasabi ng BP 337, kung ang saligang batas po natin ang nagsasabi na kailangan ng plebisito para aprubahan ng tao, ng mamamayan, ang pag-convert ng Lucena City from a component city to a highly urbanized city, kailangan pong masunod yun.
Okay. Meron lang naisiparating sa atin partner, si Governor Helen. to correct it, ang sabi niya, hindi siya ang nag-ask ng certification. DBM ang nag-ask. Ang ginawa lang nila ng provincial government headed by our governor, they just inquire. Attorney Jet, yung pala ho yung
Correct. Tama
yung pala yung
po.
tama. Nag-inquire lang si Gob. Tapos ang DBM na ang nag-ask ng certification. Bakit ho kaya ang DBM, para maintindihan din ng ating mga kababayan, for the purpose of what?
Yung kailangan po ng DBM, yung certification, dahil sila po yung in charge sa pagko-compute nung what we call the national tax allotment. Yung pong natatanggap ng ating provincial, ng local governments from the national taxes. So, yung DBM po ay kailangan, bago nila maisama ang Lucena City sa pag-compute ng population and land area para sa province, kailangan po nila ng certification from their co-equal body, the DILG.
Oo.
So, kaya nag-issue po ang DILG ng certification na yon.
So for tax purposes and for revenue allotment, kaya nagpa-certify.
Yes, po.
Nagpa-certify ang DBM.
So,
Okay.
pero ngayon po,
Correct po.
Attorney Jet, kung both parties po ay hindi po magkasundo regarding po siguro yung interpretasyon ng mga kasi nagkukontra po yung mga legal interpretations po ng both parties. Ano po ba yung mga legal options or remedies po ng lalawigan ng Quezon? And siguro kailangan, partner, tanungin din natin yung side ng Lucena City kung bakit ito yung kanilang sentimiento and they want to be
Actually,
independent.
the side of the city is out in the open and they made it clarify na ayaw nila talagang mada-downgrade yung city from highly urbanized to component. Okay.
Siguro po, attorney, paano na lang po,
that's their position.
what's the option or legal, tama ba, legal remedy or option po
before
that
you
is available to the province of Quezon?
Before you answer that, attorney, meron lang akong gustong itanong din ito pa-clarify sa iyo kasi I have this copy of the kapasyahan bilang 119 ng Sangguniang Panlalawigan dated 14 of September 1998, kapasyahang nagpapawalang saysay sa pagdideklara sa lungsod ng Lucena bilang highly urbanized city. Okay, mahaba po ito, marami pong provision ang nakarito kung bakit nila pinapawalang saysay. Pero ano ho ba ang sinasabi roon sa kapasyahang yan ng Sangguniang Panlalawigan, Attorney Jet?
Alright. So dito po sa 1998 resolution, ito po ay mula sa Sangguniang Panlalawigan. So as early as 1998 po pala, itong pinag-uusapan natin ngayon ay naharap na po nila noong panahon pong iyon. So doon po kasi by that time po, tiniklaim na po ng Lucena City na sila ay highly urbanized city. At ito po ay tinututulan ng provincial government noong 1998 dahil nga po dun sa, kung naikwento ko po kanina na panibagong batas from BP 337 to RA 7160. Ayon po dun sa 1998 resolution, hindi po nakamit ng City of Lucena yung mga panibagong threshold requirements or kumbaga minimum requirements po sa panibagong batas. Kaya para po sa provincial government noong 1998 sa resolusyong ito, nais po nilang pawalang bisa o walang saysay yung pagde-declare po into a highly urbanized city.
Okay, so before the Sangguniang Panlalawigan Declaration, may prior declaration ng city, am I right?
Yes po, they have a resolution in 1991 po, sir.
Na nagdideklara na sila nga ay highly urbanized.
Opo.
But come 1998,
po.
come 1998, the Sangguniang Panlalawigan themselves issued this kapasyahan.
Correct, sir.
Oh, okay.
Because they believe po na yung population and income ay hindi na na-meet noong 1998.
Okay, ma'am.
So possible din pala na nada-downgrade. Well, anyway, can we just go back to my
Your
my
question.
earlier question, Attorney Jet, before the naging
Yes,
interjection of my partner? Go ahead po, Attorney Jet.
Sige po. First po, I would like to clarify the term downgrade. Kasi hindi naman po talaga downgrade yung nangyayari. It's really just a clarification on the actual and true legal status of the City of Lucena. Kasi if downgrade po ito, babalik po tayo sa Constitution. Kailangan may plebiscito rin tayo na dina-downgrade. Kasi alteration po ito ng boundary. So, to be clear, this is only, clarification lang po ito. Okay, pagdating naman po sa question ni Ms. Karen, doon po sa legal options, yun nga po, tulad ng kahit anong dispute, laging may dalawang side of the story, two sides of the story, di po ba? Two sides of the coin. So, lalapit po tayo sa department kung saan siya ang mag-interpret at magbibigay ng final say, which is the courts po. So, lalapit po tayo sa courts. We may go directly to the Supreme Court dahil ito pong bagay ay kakaiba. It's of first instance. Napaka-importante po ito. May tinatawag po tayong transcendental importance sa jurisprudence po natin. So, I guess, yun po. He says, she says po tayo dito. So, for a final arbiter, final say, sa Supreme Court po tayo.
Attorney Jet, siguro partner, ano na lang, yung tinasabi niyong transcendental importance, can you explain that? Bakit mahalaga po ito para sa lalawigan ng Quezon? Do you feel that other cities might follow? I think hindi naman po siguro masama yun, na nag-upgrade, lumalaki, yumayaman, na urbanize ang isang lungsod o isang city po sa loob ng probinsya. And it would also reflect on the good governance of the public officials. Pero yung nabanggit nyo po na transcendental importance, could you expound on that, Attorney Jet?
Okay po. So sa ating Supreme Court po, sa mga kaso natin, na-explain po doon ng Korte Suprema ang transcendental importance. So ibig sabihin po nito, pwede po tayong dumirekta sa Supreme Court para humingi ng tulong sa pag-explain or pagde-decide sa mga bagay na una pa lang hinahanap natin dito sa bansa. So ito po yung napaka-importante kasi sabi nyo nga, Ms. Karen, possibly ito po ang mauuna sa lahat. Baka may ibang lalawigan or city facing a similar situation. Kasi po based po sa research namin, wala po kaming makuha na landmark case na may hahambing sa ating hinaharap dito sa lalawigan ng Quezon.
Opo.
So, importante din po ito dahil yun nga po, dalawang LGU po na nasa isang lugar, isang Quezon. So, dapat, di ba po, united, iisa lamang. Pero dalawa ang nag-argue ng sides nila. So, para po may final na say, parang kasagutan po sa lahat.
Attorney Jet, ano bang ibig sabihin ng diminution of salaries?
So, ang diminution of salary po, ang sinasabi lang po noon ay, there's this principle of non-diminution of salary. So, kung ano po ang natatanggap ng isang empleyado sa gobyerno, hindi po ito maaaring mabawasan.
So kung halimbawa man na talagang dahil nga sinasabi mo wala namang presidential proclamation, hindi nasunod yung requisitos ng plebisito, kung manatili sa component city ang Lucena, walang mangyayaring diminution of salary. Tama po ba yun?
Sa ating mga empleyado po, mga kawani ng City of Lucena, hindi po sila affected. Ang mapapalitan lang po ng salary grades dito, kumbaga bababa. Kasi from a highly urbanized city, halos parang salary grade po ng provincial level yun. Ang ang mapapalitan po ang sa mayor, vice mayor, elected public officials, and if I'm not mistaken po, even department heads. Pero sa mga kawani po natin, from salary grade 1 to so on, hindi po mapapalitan ang kanila. Wala pong diminution of salaries po sa kanila.
Okay. Attorney, bibigyan ko uli namin kayo ni partner ng pagkakataon para kaming mag-aalaboy abunda muna rito, Kuya Boy. Kung nasa harap ninyo ang mga taga-Lucena at mga taga-lalawigan ng Quezon, ano uli ang gusto ninyong sabihin na paliwanag kung bakit hindi maituturing na highly urbanized city ang Lucena? Go ahead, Attorney.
Okay. So, sa aking mga kalalawigan sa Quezon Province, hindi po maituturing na highly urbanized city as of this moment ang City of Lucena dahil sa kakulangan ng pagsunod po nila sa mga legal and constitutional requirements. Wala pong presidential proclamation declaring the city of Lucena as a highly urbanized city. And more importantly po, wala pong ratifying plebiscite na pinagbotohan ng buong lalawigan ng Quezon na naaaprubahan ang pag-convert ng City of Lucena from a component city to a highly urbanized city. Sa aking mga kalalalawigan, napaka-importante po ng plebisito dahil ito po ang patunay na isang democratic country po ang ating bansa. Tayo po ang may sabi, we have the final say. Tayo po ang mag-a-approve ng conversion na ito. So, sana po maliwanagan ng lahat na tayo naman po ay hindi tutol sa progreso. Tutulong pa po tayo sa progreso at development. Pero ang pinaka-importante po ay masunod ang legal and constitutional requirements patungo dito.
At
Yun po sa akin, sir. Thank you po.
yung dalawang binabanggit ninyo, plebiscito at presidential proclamation, walang anumang batas ang pwedeng pabaliwala o magpa-supersede nitong dalawang ito.
Sa presidential proclamation, maaari po, kasi nakalagay po siya sa RA 7160, maaari po itong maamyenda ng Kongreso. Pero ang plebisito po, nasa Constitution. Matindi po ang proseso bago po natin mabago ang Constitution. Nahirap po yan, nakita po natin yan, ilang beses na po sinasabi ng mga nauukulan na papalitan ng Constitution. Ang ratifying plebiscite nasa Constitution po, hindi po ito basta-basta mapapawalang visa o mababaliwala.
At ang Constitution ay kailanman sa anumang usapin laging nananaig. Tama po bang maintindihan niya ng ating mga kababayan?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Tama po, sir.
Alright.
The Constitution is supreme, yun po ang mananaig sa lahat.
Alright. At constitutional na sinasabi na pag ikaw ay nag-convert ng component to highly urbanized, dapat may plebisitong naganap.
Correct, sir. Dapat may plebiscite po
At-
na inaaprubahan ang conversion.
At in the case of the city of Lucena and the people of Quezon Province, sa kasaysayan, walang nangyaring plebisito na nagpapatunay para maging highly urbanized city ang Lucena.
Correct, sir. Ayon po sa COMELEC, na-certify po nila at siguro masasagot po ito ng ating mga kalalawigan. Wala pong plebisitong nangyari converting the city of Lucena from a component city into a highly urbanized city.
Alright. Attorney Jet Salvacion, ang provincial legal officer ng Quezon Province. Maraming salamat po sa inyo. Magandang hapon.
Thank you po, Attorney Jet.
Thank you, Ms. Karen. Thank you, Sir Henry. Gandang gabi po.
Alright. Si Attorney Jet Salvacion ng Quezon Provincial Legal Officer. Salamat po.